What's up, guys? Chris here, back again with another video for you guys today. In this video, I want to talk about FIFA 21 best investment methods for you guys at the start of the year. This is just a video that I know a lot of people are going to want to watch, and I want to show you guys a couple different things you guys can put your coins into. If you guys do enjoy this type of content, drop a like and subscribe to the YouTube as well. I'm going to have a lot of market content this year, a lot of investments, a lot of that kind of stuff coming your way pretty much. So make sure you guys get involved with all the social medias, YouTube, the Discord as well, anything like that. I would really appreciate it. Like the video as well, that's huge. And comment any questions you guys have. That's also if you have any questions pretty much. So the first thing I'm on is informs. Now the reason why informs go up usually, specifically the meta ones, is because these cards are only in packs for 7 days. Now the first day they're in packs is on the web app release day. And then they go out by that next Wednesday. So they could even be out of packs, you know, within 5 days, 6 days, depending on the, I don't know the calendar dates yet, but it could be 5, 6, 7 days pretty much until that next Team of the Week comes out. So there's going to be no supply of these cards in the beginning, and that is why it is the best opportunity in the beginning to buy these cards, because there's not enough coins in the market. Now, that's something you're going to hear me say a lot this year, is invest like coins in the market. If there's a lot of coins in the market, which means that there's more people in the game, more people that have coins, the higher the market's going to go. If the market doesn't have a lot of coins, the lower the market's going to go. So in the beginning of the year, there's not enough coins in the market because nobody's on the game. EA Access is a very, very small percentage of people that are getting the game. Same thing with the web app, same thing with the early access. There's not as many people coming onto the game until the 27th. And if you look at a lot of the graphs, you will see there's a jump up on a lot of cards after the 27th, and that is due to the overwhelming majority of people coming onto the game, buying FIFA points, getting coins into their account, and then buying players for their teams with that pretty much. So I'm going to show you guys a guy like Aurier here. Now, he was 14,000 coins at the beginning, that first day. Even if you were to get him at like 19,000 coins by the Friday the 20th, right, he still goes up to like 30,000 coins. The reason why a guy like this peaked on October 3rd was because he was the kind of card that had alternatives in the league. Wan-Bissaka was in his price range, João Cancelo, Ricardo Pereira, and Hector Bellerin are all cards that were either the same price as Aurier or below his price as well. So people had alternatives, and that's why he probably didn't go up as much as he should. There could have been an element of over-investment there as well. A guy like Delaney did pretty well. And the reason for him rising into the mid-October, you see how there's like a different peak here. Mid-October, he kind of keeps an 80k plus range. The reason for that is because there's not as many alternatives in that league, in that position, with that stat. So, you know, he's 70 plus stats. He has a good weak foot. Skill moves is irrelevant as a CDM, in my opinion. And he's Dortmund, right? He's a hyped up player, gets links with players that probably people want to use. So, you know, early on, if you guys can get those coins up, depending on what you pack in those first few days, the earlier you get it on the meta cards, the meta informs, the better you're going to go. Now, everyone's going to ask, when do I sell these cards? Well, it's up to you, right? This year, the majority of players, and I'm not talking about informs so much here, but the majority of like lower rated players that are meta or ones to watch players, a lot of cards peaked between the 3rd, which was the first Thursday before the first weekend league, and the second Thursday, which was the 10th. That was the first day where we actually had reward packs and people getting coins into their account that they didn't have before that, so the market had risen. That's what I'm going to show you a lot of in this video, a lot of rises into mid-October. Now, that's informs, and you can look at graphs here with Mane. Now, obviously, this is something where you got to have like 400 or 500k. That first day, he's 476, and then he continues to rise. He goes all the way to 1.2 mil. By November, he was a very, very hyped up card. Even a guy like Benzema here, this was honestly like not a bad investment either. If you take a look here, he's 101,000 coins on the 22nd. That first day, he's like 50,000 coins. So if you can find the 50k here, you could double your coins pretty much in 2-3 days just for one card. He then goes all the way to 126 out of packs. But then again, he doesn't have as much of a peak because he's a card that is limited, right? He doesn't have as much pace as other strikers. So there's just different factors as to why a card may continue to rise, may fall off a little bit, or just stagnate over the course of October. Mertens, another really good one at the start of the year. He was like 150, I think, that first day, 139. Goes all the way to 600 pretty much on that Thursday. Which one was it? November 7th on the Thursday, yeah. So you see what's happening there. So that's Informs. Informs is going to be a good opportunity for you guys to make some coins. But I want to iterate in this video. As you are investing these coins, you need to be also trading to get those coins back. There's no point in you investing in cards, getting your coins down to 0, and then trying to go up again. It's going to be even harder for you. You want to keep a bank of over 30,000 coins as you are investing. So if you have 70,000 coins, maybe you buy 3 Warriors for 15,000 coins. That's 45k of your budget gone, but you have 35k left. Yo, trade back up to 50,000 or 60,000, whatever you do. Then you buy a Delaney. Then you buy, going into my next segment here, is Ones to Watch gold cards. Ones to Watch gold cards, you want to be looking at the cards that are needed for people's teams. Don't look for the Harry Maguires. They make rise a little bit just in hype, but you want to look at cards that people are going to use their golds. The reason why gold cards rise is because they're getting a special card. Now, this is like Informs as well. The gold cards of these, the Ones to Watches, are not in packs that much. So they only have about 7 to 8 days, I think, of supply before the first day, which is when they get their Ones to Watch cards. So a guy like Wan-Bissaka here, he was extinct for a little bit, but this was like the most obvious investment, and he still did pretty well. He was extinct at 10,000 coins for a bit, even buying him at, like, let's just say, you know, like probably 15 to 20k, right? He still goes to like 30k, right, on October 1st. He still hits around there with lazy buying, obviously. So that's Wan-Bissaka. I like a card like Christian Pulisic, man. I thought that was a great investment. And the reason why it's more relative to a lot of people's coin totals. You know, he was 2,000 coins those first few days, right? And he goes all the way to 5k by October 4th. He's a winger that has pace, and that's really good. He doesn't have much else to go along with this card. Maybe he has the 4-star, but, you know, he got a Ones to Watch, and that's why his card went up. And I just want to show you the difference between putting your coins into a card like Pulisic, which is a meta card, over a card like, let's say, Sarabia. Now, don't get me wrong, Sarabia had risen, right? He went up like 1,000 coins. But realistically, if you buy him at, like, let's say, the 2,000 coins here, or not here, you go to 2,000 and he goes all the way to like 2.7. You're making 700-800 a card. Yeah, that's not bad. But a card like this wasn't really meta, so when the Ones to Watch team came out, he actually dropped in price because people didn't want to use a card like this. Know the role of each player in the game before you put your coins into a card. Lucas Hernandez was a great card to do this with last year. He was a card that, you know, a lot of people probably knew he was getting a Ones to Watch card. He was like, the first few days, you could get him at 42,000 coins. And then, you know, a week and a half later, he's already doubled in coins, pretty much. He's 83,000 coins by the 5th. Obviously, these gold cards you're going to want to get out of probably a couple days before the Ones to Watch team goes out of packs, because then their gold cards get put back into packs, and that will obviously let them drop when there's more SBC supply coming out, or this pack supply in general coming out. So take a look at gold cards. Take a look at Informs. Those are the first two that I'll be looking at. The third one I'll be taking a look at is the meta golds in general. Now, you can take a look at any meta gold. It has to have a good position, a good nationality, good league, and it has to have good stats. Now, obviously, we're not going to talk much about the Neymars, the Mbappes, the Varans, the Contes. These type of cards will continue to rise into early November because they're the most used cards in the game every year. But if you take a look at a guy like Nelson Semedo, this was a card that was a great return on investment. And here's why. Nelson Semedo, that first few days, he's at 10,000 coins. Now, you could take your profit here if you want, at September 29th. He's 15,000 coin profit right there. Or you can take your profit here, at October 4th. 21,000 coin profit before tax. He then hits a peak of 48,000 coins by mid-October, and you make 38,000 coins after tax. Now, if I have 50,000 coins and I saw something like this on the market, I'm buying 3 and then I'm trading my ass off, because that's 30k a card right there. And by mid-October, that 90k is going to be very, very handy for me whenever that does come out. So buying gold cards, and you can take your coins at any point, by the way, guys. There is no set time that you're going to say, all right, so when do I actually sell this card? Every card is different. Every card peaks at a different point because there's just so many different things going on with FIFA that it could make a card go up, it could make a card go down. So just be careful. Obviously, you know, take your coins when you see them. Not to say like you want to sell this tomato at 10,000 coins if you get them at 8. That's probably not what you want to do. You probably want to buy them at 8 and let them go up to 16 to 20. And yeah, you might lose out on some profit, but you want to also be trading as well. You want to have coins to trade with. So like I said earlier, if you have about 70,000, invest until about 30K, and then you trade up again to 50, 60,000 coins, and you continue to do that, right? I'm just going ballparking here. I think you guys are going to have about 50K right after doing all of the steps in that previous video that I made. I will link that down below as well. So that is a couple different things you guys can do in terms of buying meta golds. And I'll show you different peaks right here too. I don't mind showing you guys this. You look at Marcus Rashford. He was a gold card that, if you saw the tomato here, he peaked in like mid-October. This Rashford peaked on October 3rd. That was the first Thursday before the first weekend league, right? He peaked at 90,000 coins. Where was he in the beginning? He was like, you know, 30 to 50,000 coins those first few days. If you take a look at Anthony Martial, right? These are cards that will just peak at different times. And for whatever reason, it's because of supply, because of alternative players, because of lack of just the card being that great, really. You look at Martial here, it's a peak of like 70,000, 66,000 on October 3rd as well. He was like 31 those first few days. You could have bought in at that. I'm trying to think of another card. Moussa Suzuko. If you take a look at his card, French center mid, obviously he's going to be very meta. You look at a card like this, he was 36,000 coins on the 22nd or the 21st, and he still rises all the way to 50 plus. So like, you know, just know that if you buy on a certain day in those first week and a half, you're going to probably see a rise in the card, no matter what price you buy in at. Like, if you buy them at, like, you know, 45K here, and this could be a little striking, you think to yourself, all right, well, he's 19,000 coins, goes all the way to 45, this could be it for him. Well, take a look at his graph, see, like, if he continues to rise up, and you can make some more profit as well. Something that's going to be really good for you guys early on in the year, in my opinion, is buying cards as you go along. So, you know, guys that are, you know, meta, maybe, for example, and, you know, I look at a card like Martial, right? And obviously I don't have like a huge, you know, I don't have a graph for that specific day, right? But let's just say that Anthony Martial on September 20th is 52 to 53 all day. All of a sudden the card goes down to 49 for whatever reason, lack of buying power in the market, whatever, right? I probably know a card like this is going to continue to rise as more people get onto the game. The 27th and on, you will see more cards go up because the more people onto the game. So he's 52 here, right? He goes all the way to 62. I could take my coins there, or I can hold on to them and sell them at like 65. So it's all about kind of like knowing the situation at the beginning of the year. Obviously, look for cards that are just meta, like, and also look at new cards as well. A card like Allen, right? That's a card that was pretty hyped up this year, and a lot of people hyped this card up because he was pretty good at the beginning. This is a card that will do very well in the beginning of the year, in my opinion, specifically because he might get a once to watch, but also just because he's a meta gold, and he just transfers to the Premier League. He's got that hype now. He's got that Premier League hype. 52K here, September 22nd, goes all the way to 70K by October 10th. And, you know, if you guys want to hold out on certain cards, like not once to watch gold cards, but just certain cards in general until the 10th, you guys can do that. When it comes to the big cards, the Messis, the Neymars, the Mbappes, do not take the coins in mid-October. You want to continue to keep those cards until like November or December time. That's when they'll probably hit their peaks. But you're probably not going to be buying a card like that for an investment. You're going to be wanting to buy cards like Allen, Martial, Rashford, Suzuko, Semedo. These are the type of cards that will continue to rise in those first few weeks. Hopefully this video did well for you. I didn't want to look at SBC fodder because for me, you're wasting your coins there. It's not going to really rise that much in the first few weeks unless EA put it on SBC. You want to buy cards that people just need for their teams. And that is why you guys will make some coins earlier on in the year. So leave a like if this video helped you guys out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll talk to you guys in a video soon. Peace out.